Hello and welcome to the news from Bahrain International. I am Aisha Ibrahim. A telephone call was held between His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq of Oman. His Majesty the King and His Majesty Sultan Haytham exchanged congratulations and good wishes marking Eid al-Adha, wishing the two countries and their brotherly peoples as well as the Arab and Islamic nations many happy returns. A telephone call was held between His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the Crown Prince of Kuwait, His Highness Sheikh Mish'al Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah. His Majesty the King conveyed his greetings to the Emir of Kuwait, His Highness Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah. His Majesty the King and His Highness Sheikh Mish'al exchanged congratulations and good wishes marking Eid al-Adha, wishing the two countries and their brotherly peoples as well as the Arab and Islamic nations many happy returns. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa ratified and promulgated Law 7 of 2023, repealing Article 353 of the Penal Code, promulgated by Decree Law 15 of 1976, following its approval by the Shura and Representatives Councils. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa chaired the weekly cabinet meeting at Ghlibia Palace. To mark the upcoming Eid al-Adha holiday, the cabinet extended its best wishes to His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, the people of Bahrain as well as the Arab and Islamic nations. In recognition of International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, the Cabinet commended the efforts of the Ministry of Interior and other concerned authorities for their contributions to combating drug abuse and raising awareness of its dangers. The Cabinet then welcomed the designation of Manama as the capital of Arab media for 2024 by the Arab Information Ministers Council. In this regard, the Cabinet noted that the designation follows Bahrain's efforts and commitment to promoting and developing the media sector by creating an inspiring atmosphere conducive to creativity. The Cabinet followed up on the implementation of His Royal Highness's directives to hold events and exhibitions that raises awareness of housing finance services and programs that Bahraini citizens. The Cabinet was briefed on a memorandum by the Minister of Housing and Urban Planning detailing the outcomes of the recently concluded second edition of the Housing Finance Exhibition, which outlined a surge in the reservation of the Suhail housing project, reaching a booking rate of 93%. The Cabinet extended its gratitude to the private sector and real estate developers for their role in partnering with the government to provide innovative housing solutions for citizens. The Cabinet affirmed the importance of maintaining stability in the Russian Federation to safeguard global safety and security. The Cabinet then agreed to amend the frequency of Cabinet meetings during July and August to occur on a bi-weekly basis. The Cabinet discussed and approved several memorandums during the meeting. A memorandum submitted by the Government Executive Committee regarding the 2023 to 2026 National Labour Market Plan, which aims to create promising job opportunities for Bahraini citizens, ensuring they remain a top priority in the labour market. The plan further aims to align higher education outcomes with labour market requirements, bolster private sector contributions to the labour market, spur investment growth in the kingdom to generate more quality opportunities for citizens, and enhance supervisory and regulatory procedures. A memorandum submitted by the Government Executive Committee regarding authentication services in the Kingdom's diplomatic missions abroad. The move aims to further enhance e-service quality, ensure efficiency and productivity. A memorandum submitted by the Supreme Council for the Development of Education and Training regarding the Education and Training Quality Authority's 2023 to 2026 strategy, which aims to enhance the positive impact of national education and training policies to achieve the Kingdom's envisioned goals. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs on a draft law that ratifies the agreement to encourage investment protection between the Government of Bahrain and the Government of Korea. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs on a draft decision to establish a national task force for population and information. The task force will monitor national indicators and information that reflect Bahrain's demographic statistics and performance in global economic and social reports. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding an MOU to grant the Kingdom of Bahrain the status of a dialogue partner in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. A memorandum submitted by the Minister of Cabinet Affairs, Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Education and Training Quality Authority regarding the approval of the authority's reports. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs on the government's response to 4 proposals submitted by the Council of Representatives. To conclude, the Cabinet noted the following ministerial reports. The official visit of the Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications to France. The outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the H20 summit. Under the patronage of the First Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority GSA and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the organizing committee for the Companies and Institutions Football League and Cup, held its annual ceremony in the presence of the Vice President of GSA, Sheikh Salman bin Mohammed Al Khalifa. His Highness Sheikh Khalid affirmed that the Companies and Institutions Football League is one of the most prominent local football championships that brings together the youth amid strong competition and wide participation and remarkable organization. His Highness noted that the championship continues for 40 years, provides its success. He noted that this continuity is a result of the efforts of all administrative and technical cadres since the beginning of the league, hailing the national role of companies and institutions in serving the youth and sports sector and its positive impact of sports, particularly football, and employees' productivity. The ceremony was attended by senior officials, including the president of the organizing committee, Mazen Al-Umran, who expressed pleasure that the league marks its 40th anniversary, highlighting the successes it has achieved throughout the years. Then the sponsors, winning teams, and a number of sports personalities were honored. A joint coordination meeting was held between the executive and legislative branches. The meeting was chaired by Parliament Affairs Minister Ghanem bin Fadl al-Buainin and the First Deputy Speaker of the Council of Representatives Abdel Nabi Salman, First Deputy Chairman of the Shura Council Jamal Mohammed Fakhro, and a number of ministers. During the meeting, the Joint Committee agreed that the principle of its work is to make sure that government subsidies are directed to the most deserving citizens. It also emphasized that the direct support provided to eligible citizens should always be an incentive to productivity in all fields of national work and a motivation for career advancement and seizing all available opportunities for development. The Shura Council's Foreign Affairs, Defense and National Security Committee held joint talks with the U.S. Congress delegation led by Congressman Ronnie Jackson and including U.S. Ambassador to Bahrain, Stephen Bondi. The Shura Committee chairman and members welcomed the visiting delegation, praising the advanced level reached by the Bahraini-U.S. relations across various fields. The chairman of the committee, Ali bin Mohammed Al-Rumehi, asserted that the ongoing cooperation between the Shura Council and the U.S. Congress stems from the long-standing Bahrain-U.S. strategic relations supported by His Majesty the King. Al-Rumehi noted that the legislative branch attaches utmost importance to highlighting the kingdom's achievements at the regional and global levels, particularly regarding its efforts and private role in promoting peace, security and stability at the international levels based on the approach of dialogue and positive openness to all. He referred to the joint efforts exerted by the legislature and the executive branch led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to achieve the kingdom's ambitious national goals and make it a positive contributor to the international endeavors aimed at achieving development, security and peace. He paid tribute to the Shura Council Chairman Ali bin Saleh al-Saleh for his constant support for exchanging expertise with other legislative councils and parliaments. For his part, the head of the U.S. Congress delegation lauded the ongoing Bahrain-U.S. relations of friendship and cooperation, noting that the visit will provide an opportunity to exchange opinions regarding various challenges facing the world, as well as contribute to broadening bilateral cooperation. The President of the Electricity and Water Authority, Kamal bin Ahmed Mohammed, announced that Bahrain has started implementing its National Energy Transition Plan, which aims to increase renewable energy resources share in the kingdom to 5% of Bahrain's total electricity generation by 2025, until advancing further to 20% by 2035. With the advent of Eid al-Adha, the Central Bank of Bahrain has doubled the exchange of banknotes in line with the requests of Bahraini banks. The Central Bank of Bahrain prepared 27 million Bahraini dinars of various monetary denominations to ensure that the demand of all banks are met. The Central Bank of Bahrain is keen to provide the new category of banknotes and distribute them to all banks in Bahrain ahead of Eid al-Adha, where they are multiplied to satisfy the needs of citizens and residents to share their happy moments and distribute these banknotes as Eid gifts. The annual Hajj pilgrimage commences early today and the 8th day of Dhul Hijjah, with millions of Muslims from around the world taking part for the first time since before the COVID-19 pandemic. The pilgrims arrived at the Grand Mosque in Mecca yesterday, where they performed the Tawaf al-Qudum, known as the Tawaf of Arrival, the first step of the Hajj pilgrimage after entering the state of Ihram. Ihram refers for a sacred state that Muslims enter and remain in during the special ritual and events that are required to complete Hajj or Umrah. As the sun rose this morning, pilgrims gathered in the Grand Mosque to pray the sunrise prayer before setting off to Mina, where they will spend an entire day and night praying and preparing for the most significant day of the Islamic pilgrimage. The Ministry of Hajj and Umrah has stepped up thousands of tents in the area to ensure that the pilgrims stay well rested. During their stay, the pilgrims will read the Quran and offer prayers all night. Restrictions on the number of pilgrims for this year's Hajj season were lifted for the first time in several years after the coronavirus outbreak forced Saudi authorities to limit the capacity. In a press conference, the Minister of Hajj and Umrah, Dr. Tawfiq Al-Rabi'a, said that authorities would continue to provide the best services to pilgrims under the directives of the custodian of the two holy mosques and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince.